Mini episode 1211 of the FDH Lounge is brought to you by Sportsology, delivering unconventional columns and webcasts about sports, TV, music, movies, and more. Follow them on the web at sportsology.com.
The FDH Lounge. You want to schedule your life around it.
A long time ago, on a gloomy, wet Cleveland spring night, two men stand alone amidst the late-night drizzle. Their voices echo across the vacant station parking lot as they debate the merits of the great American radio show that have been missing for far too long. On that night, an idea was born. That idea became the FDH Lounge. Welcome to the FDH Lounge.
Hello and welcome to FDH Lounge mini episode 1211. I'm FDH Managing Partner Rick Morris here with our preview of Better Call Saul episode 5.9. Here's our top 5 notes of interest coming out of episode 5.8. Number 5, Mike was the insurance policy for Saul. Keeping that hidden from Lalo is going to involve a tremendous plot in and of itself. In this thrilling, shocking episode that thrust Better Call Saul squarely into the Breaking Bad era, the depths of Gus's cunning were revealed yet again as Mike carried out an assignment to serve as the guardian angel for Saul and for Lalo's bail money. We know from the preview of next week's episode that Saul makes it back to the courthouse, albeit worse for wear. Knowing that Lalo probably suspects that he was ambushed, how will Saul explain who rescued him? That's going to be an incredible story coming out of Saul's mouth. Number 4, Lalo is gloating about the burning of Los Pollos Hermanos. Gus's plan to lull his adversary to sleep and to keep Nacho viable as a mole is working so far. Thus far, Nacho has been remarkable in his ability to maintain Lalo's trust, albeit with a lot of help. But the demands that we put on him in the season's final 2 episodes figure to be far steeper. Number 3. The ambush on Saul was set up by a leak in the Salamanca family. Will this development be a one-off, or will it factor into future cartel storylines? The facility that stored the money that the cousins picked up has a tipster embedded in there. That would be a tremendous payoff if Gus or somebody else were able to take advantage of it later on, but on a show like this, you never know if they're going to come back to this development or not. Number 2, Kim isn't just game adjacent, she isn't just in the game, she isn't just someone who knows too much, she's someone who has demonstrated to the cartel that she knows too much. The decision to become Mrs. McGill or Mrs. Goodman or whatever she is has backfired in record time. Jimmy didn't take her advice to turn down the cartel's offer of riches in exchange for springing Lalo, and then when he disappeared, she, in her panic, had the stones to get an audience with Lalo looking for answers. So now Lalo, like Mike, knows that Jimmy practiced the kind of full disclosure necessary in a marriage, but disastrous when seeking to wall off your loved ones from cartel violence. All of the show's fans who feared that she would meet a terrible end on this show now have more reason than ever for that apprehension. Number 1. What was left of Jimmy appears to have burned away in the desert. What will be the ramifications for his marriage, and indeed his entire ethos going forward? Saul absorbed Mike's instruction on knowing what you're trying to accomplish by being in the game, but there was no immediate indication of what that made him think. Then, of course, when he hit rock bottom out of pain, exhaustion, and fatalism, and symbolically wrapped himself in that McGill family space blanket only to survive the threat of getting run over, he came out the other side undoubtedly a different man. What will this mean for him going forward? The Saul Goodman that we knew on Breaking Bad was a soulless man who only cared about money. Does that switch get flipped starting here? If so, that's going to be an early fatal blow in his marriage. The answer is important, not merely for the near term in his relationship with Kim, which is his last humanizing one left on this show, but for the long term when he is Gene in Omaha. When push comes to shove, what kind of man is left in the most important moments of his life when the last aspects of Jimmy McGill have apparently been burned away? It's going to be amazing to find out, and the stretch run of this season has begun in the most thrilling manner possible. Thank you for joining us for this mini episode of the FDH Lounge.